Hello, everybody. Let's debrief this Ferris wheel multiple reps number 1 here. First, time for some review. How many radians are in 52 degrees? Show your converting work. So 52 degrees and is what we start with. So I'm going to use a text box here to show what I want to start with. So I know that 52 degrees divided by the total number of degrees in a circle is going to be equal to, all right, however many radians 52 degrees is over around 6.28. Now, if I multiply both sides by 6.28, that will isolate x right here, and that's what I want to have happen. So 6.28 times 52 divided by 360 is going to be equal to x. So let's just do that. 6.28 times by 52 divided by 360 is equal to 0.9071. Let's see if that's one of my options. 0.907 is B right here. I'm going to click that. Now, let's get on to the main thing. Fill in all the missing boxes for the following Ferris wheel. Look at the bottom of the page for how to start. So I'm going to follow this pink line all the way down. And here is my specifications. I'm given this. This Ferris wheel is called the flamethrower. It has a loading height, which we think of midline for that, of 20 meters, and the radius is 15 meters. It has a regular Ferris wheel speed of 360 seconds for one rotation. Now, I guess I want to start with these guys right here, our max height, min height, speed, and loading level. Well, the loading level was given to me. The loading height is 20 meters. And I want to make that small. The speed was also given to me, 360 seconds. Again, I can make that a little bit smaller. Minimum height, I don't know if I know that was not given to me. But I do know that if I think about the loading height of 20 meters, and if I take away that 15-meter radius, I should get my minimum height right here. So I'm going to type that in. Minimum height is the radius. I'm sorry, the loading height minus the radius gets me 5 meters. So that is kind of my work showing for my minimum height, 5 meters. And my maximum height, I can go maximum height. I can go my loading height, my midline, plus my radius of 15 meters is equal to, what is that, 35 meters? Okay. Height of 35 meters. Okay, so I have my specifications of the Ferris wheel done. Now let's move up here. I like to kind of zoom out a little bit so I can view more of this all at once. Let's see if I know how to do any of these things yet. I'm not quite sure on the equation quite yet, but the amplitude I know is the same as the radius. So I know that will be 15 meters. The period I know is the length of one cycle. I like to type that in whenever possible. Length of one cycle. I want to make that small so that fits in. And I know that that's from the beginning to the end of a pattern, which for a Ferris wheel is just all the way around once, which I know that is 360 seconds. Vertical shift is how much this thing was brought up from the ground. So my midline right here, what was that? Midline is the loading level, so 20 meters. So that will be 20 meters, my vertical shift up. My diagram here, well, this is my maximum height. So I know that that's going to be my loading level, which is 20 meters, plus that 15-meter radius. That will give me 35 meters. 20 meters minus 15 meters will get me my minimum height, which is 5 meters. And then we can come down here to my graph here. Now, please label maximum and minimum. Well, I know that my max is 35 and my min is 5. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to label right here, I'm going to label a max of 35 meters. A little smaller so it fits, and put that nice and close there. Okay, and then I'm going to do my minimum of, I'll put 5 right down here, and a text box so I can put my minimum is 5 meters. I can put that again a little bit close right here. Okay, And then my midline, hold on, my midline is 20 meters. So I think I should put that right smack dab in the middle. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball this right here. And the midline is going to be 20 meters. All right, I got myself a graph. If I wanted to, I could go a little bit more um, and think about like how I could make a line go from right here all the way over, so it helps me with my graphing. I do kind of like to do that. I'm gonna make this a gray line, and it's just a little bit thinner than my other lines. And I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to copy and paste this thing. It generally doesn't work for me, but we'll see. Oh, that's really hard to see right there. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker and maybe not that gray. Maybe we'll do brown. Yeah, all right. So boom, I'm gonna copy and paste, and then it hopefully will, yes, paste like that, and I'll paste it again. And now I've got some graphing to do. I'm gonna choose my pen, and I know that at the beginning, my writer will start at 20 meters. And then they'll go up to, oh wait, I need to fill in my time seconds right here. Excellent. So I know that the total will be 360. Well, that's a shame. I might have to change that. 360. This will be half, which will be 180. That a little smaller. This will be a quarter, which will be 90. And this will be 270. There we go. Okay, now I can start to graph. So I know that we're starting right here at the midline at the loading point. So let's see if I can get this. Yeah, that seems about right. I know I'm gonna start right here. I'm just gonna make a little bit of a point. I know at 90 seconds, I'll be at the maximum right here. Now I'm trying to see this perfectly. It's pretty hard. And then at the 180 degrees or seconds, I'll be back down here at the loading level. 270, I'll be down at my minimum. 360, I'll be back up at where I started. So this is gonna look really bad, but let's just go for it here, people. No shame. No shame. Oh dear. And boom. 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 And it could keep going right here and so on. That's our graph. Now, all I have to do to finish up here is just write this equation. So I know that my amplitude radius comes first. That's what I'm multiplying by. So my amplitude is 15 sine of, and wait, is the period different from the normal? No, it's 360, so I can just put an X right here. And then my midline or my vertical shift is 20. So, folks, what you can do right now, let's make sure that I have everything done. Yeah, I do. What you can do right now is go back to your first page and make any changes in a different color. So I'm going to write that right here in case you need to see it written. Go back to the first page. Make changes in a different color so I can see you editing your work, and feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Thank you very much for listening.